everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New man so funny. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's Wednesday, but we had a couple games that played yesterday. Unfortunately, we took the L this week, but it's all good. It's all good because we are still here. But I got to talk about somebody that didn't take the L this week. My guy standing in front of the steel curtain itself, Mr. Sidney Swinton. What up, Sid?
What up? And for everybody that's going to talk crap about the COVID that's coming up, remember last year when Coach T, we do not care. When we got screwed out of it, we do not care.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey,
oh my goodness.
Hey, and you know I got to mention my guy. And the only way I'm going to bring him in the right way because it is Dallas week, so. Right.
I promise you don't
want him.
I promise. You don't want it with us, Sean.
Oh. My guy, Mr. David. How about them Cowboys, right? What up, Dave?
What up? Good to see you guys.
Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, and already in the comments, Sydney. Oh, Ash, come on. Oh, you're welcome for this shirt. No, you damn. Come on, Ash. Oh man, I feel you right.
My computer just didn't stop working.
Wow, good riddance. Oh my goodness gracious, what's going on, Nathan? Oh,
what up, Nathan?
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you came to join us, and we hope you appreciate. We're gonna go ahead and dive right into it right now. As you know, it is playoff season, and hey, we're in it. It's beautiful if you're in it. So we're going to start with the league that I am in at the moment. Jerry's World League, and oh man.
That big dub.
Let's go, baby. The race is not given to the swift.
Hey, Sean, I would just like to take this opportunity to compliment you on your just shining, beautiful fantasy roster.
Yes.
He promised if you won, he couldn't talk crap. So here it is.
Right.
This is all
That's
you
right.
say.
Yeah, what else do you have to say? Talk about my quarterback situation. What's going on?
Well, for anybody who missed last week's show, I told Sean that if he were to knock off the number 1 seed, Dylan Wright, who is my brother, that I would never I would never make fun of Sean's fantasy team again. So these shows are going to be really long and hard for me for a very long time.
Let's go.
But Dylan went down, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Now we have to show his the best thing that could have ever happened to me. If ever there was a time when I needed the New Orleans Saints to play out of their mind, it was this weekend. They held the GOAT to no points, and that might have been the difference.
Definitely was the difference.
I think it was definitely the difference. You got your matchup pulled up there?
Yeah, it's up there.
Man, I was sweating it because who was you had Boston Scott running cleanup at the end.
Yeah,
who gave you a 0, and it was Justin Jefferson in the game before that, and I thought it was over at that point. I was like, Jefferson's going to blow up in this game, and it was close, man. I was real worried for you about some random stat correction from ESPN.
I'm going to tell you, look, the MVP of this week and the unsung hero, Mr. Gabriel Davis, who I believe you guys mentioned in the last couple of weeks, came away, got the 2 touchdowns, and that helped me out.
Big time.
I could not believe my eyes watching that matchup, going through the Sunday games. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just so thankful for you, Sean.
Oof.
I'm sure you saw the name change from Dylan there. He was named Farewell Tour because this was supposed to be his last year in fantasy for a while. I don't think he's going to be able to stomach this loss. I think we'll see him next year.
There we go. Hey, I'm glad you're coming back, man. Because I was sweating. I'm not going to lie. Hey, look, and to go ahead and move on, we're going to move on and see the person I'm playing against, Mr. Unnecessary Deafness, who got the W, 103-68 over Seth Swinton, the boys below. Dave, how you feeling, man?
Now, Sid, have you talked to Seth?
I talked to him, after the game started. I'm like, what are you doing?
Did he explain his strategy here?
Yeah, it was. He didn't pay attention, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? You could have beat David. It would have been easy."
Good gracious!
I figured he probably forgot Jonathan Taylor was playing on Saturday, and I felt like once he saw that, he probably just gave up. But
I feel like that's exactly what happened.
Wow,
that was
I saw Jonathan Taylor on his bench, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, okay, I got a shot at this thing." And Mahomes went off. And the rest of my roster was kind of a dud after that. But, hey, I'll take the win.
While we're here, though, let's check out. What did David Montgomery score? 11.3? Okay, we'll keep that in mind when we see Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Knew that was coming.
Let's get it. So Unnecessary Deafness will definitely come up against me going forward. And next, we will go in. Hail Murray gets the huge victory over Dalton Andrews, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
I don't see Dalton out there in the comments.
Wonder if he's still watching.
He's usually out there chirping.
Oh, wait, I've noticed that. Yeah, normally he's here right away. Oh, Dalton, man, I feel for you, buddy. The invitation's out there if you want to speak of your team, but
Hey, if I lose this week, I just want it to be known that I won and he lost in the first round of the playoffs thanks to that Patrick Mahomes for Alvin Kamara trade.
There it is. Got to go back to that trade. Oh, man.
He sat on Mahomes most of the year just to give him to me so I could win in the first round of the playoffs. I appreciate you, Dalton. You're such a good guy.
Wow, and Hail Murray, like you said, what didn't Hail Murray win the highest points scored?
He was
until Dylan took it last week. But Steven, I think, was the highest scoring team this week, and I believe I have to play Steven next week.
The playoff
does this one go by? What's up?
It should have been seeding, but the playoff match it has it you playing Sean and Steven playing Ash. I don't know what happened.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. We'll have to have a talk with the commish about what weird settings he might have put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has us playing each other. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll definitely take. So it's me and Sean next week.
Yep.
There we go. I
like it.
For a shot at the title.
My Cowboys are going to stomp out the football team. I'm going to stomp out Sean. I'm going to advance.
Hey, you can't talk crap about his fantasy team. You can't talk crap about his fantasy team.
Right. Exactly. All I said was I was going to win.
Do we need to go to the videotape?
Sean has an amazing fantasy team, guys. Everybody out there, just every time we come in here, you look at Sean's team. That's the gold standard right there. All right.
Wow. Now look. Sydney, you've been good to me all year. So if you don't want to talk about this last
we can
game,
just skip that.
We don't. We want to look at this. I want to play Sean. Get out of here, ass. Hey, let's go. You know she's there. She won't let us go without talking about it. Big Dak and Young Ho gets the victory over her husband. Make America Gronk again. 116 to 84. Oh my good. And wait a minute. I gotta post it. She said, "Let's talk about it." Oh God.
This one was never even close, was it?
This is brutal.
No, she had Tyreek go on Thursday for like 40, and it was over.
Yeah.
Never look back.
Woo! 116, 81. Oh man. Now if we're talking about silver linings and small and little taking victories where we can, Antonio Gibson, 18.5. Can we mention that?
Busted in here.
No.
Because you were trying to skip me.
We pulled you up.
Wow.
But I am the winner. You never stood a chance. Let's go, Cowboys. Look at all those Cowboys on my roster.
Can we talk about how your quarterback did? Mr. Prescott.
I'm screwed next week, though, because half my team is on COVID or IR.
We lost
Man.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
keep him away from Patty. All right.
Right?
I'm not trying to start Taysom this week.
I don't think I should have to play Steven, though. Why do I play Steven?
Ask the commissioner. He's right there.
He rigged it, so he would get to play Sean. And he would go to shit.
Let's go.
Hey, it's the same settings that were in there last year. So I
beat
don't know.
Steven before.
What's funny is so she's got Tyreek Hill and just beat me with Tyreek. So I'm like, all right, in our family league, we play each other. So might not be able to see it. But we play each other this week again in the playoffs.
Oh.
And I got Tyreek.
Let's go.
But of course he goes on COVID.
Right,
you don't even gotta play him.
Wow.
So you use him against me, and then I don't get the rebuttal the next week.
Yeah, Austin Eckler's on COVID.
I don't care. That's all right.
Doesn't matter.
Tell him.
Doesn't
We
matter.
do not care.
Nope. Let's go.
So everybody out there watching, I hope you've enjoyed when Ash joins us on the show, because when she sweeps Sydney in all of their playoff matches this year,
Right.
she's actually going to be taking over his spot on the show next year. Because
Although she's going through her bench on the other leagues, and she's like, I just picked this guy up because you told me to. I just picked this guy up because you told me to. I just picked this guy up because he told me to.
I also just played Pittman because y'all told me to. Bad idea.
He had a great. He's been having a great year up until the last several
I ain't
weeks.
got time to look at waivers. I don't have time.
Oh man!
I'm busy.
So- Wow! Congratulations, Ash, on the victory. And as we've seen, Big Dak and Young Ho is going to play Hail Murray, the 2 seed versus 6 seed, and the 8 seed. That guy that still has hope.
Tell him.
Playing the
Tell
5
him.
seed.
Tell him.
Let's go!
God, I hope
The
you win the whole
race.
thing.
I believe. And I'm going to get 2 victories this week, so I'm glad you're here, Ash. Okay? We are coming. We are coming. Ash, you know what? Here it goes. Here it goes. I didn't learn my lesson the first time. We're still coming.
yeah. Apparently, you learned nothing.
Oh man. So hey, look forward to these next games coming up. It's going to be very interesting, and hopefully the Cinderella tour continues as we take out the commissioner. it is stat corrections and
Yeah.
and maybe get it.
You know what? I finished ahead of Dylan, Dalton, and Sid. My work is done.
Oh my goodness gracious.
My
There
work
we
is
go.
done here.
Let's get it. All right. I cannot wait to see what happens on this. And next to the waiver wire, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Skip over that one too. I took a couple L's this week. That's all right.
Right. I really don't want to talk about this league.
We can go to the waiver wire.
Make sure to highlight Ash's match
No,
in this one.
it's okay.
Yeah, Ash don't want to talk about this one either. Surprised
Oh,
John ain't out
man.
there somewhere.
Yeah, he's another one I'm surprising out there. Before we do this, can we go to the – wait a minute. Nope, we're not going to the constellation ladder. All right. Yo, so we see the team Delilah, team Chicago Ford Field, had the bye week, and Mr. Unnecessary Deafness had the bye week. But Mr. John Lenny, you see my guy Sid's his title. He didn't get the W. John just and John is always so pleasant after the games because he sends these little messages. It's just a quick little GG. He did it to me after he whooped my butt a couple weeks ago. And I was like, thanks, John. That was nice of you. And then he started talking about me after that. But it's all good, John. Oh, Sid,
yeah, I
you want to
the
talk
Brady
about
curse
it,
too.
Yeah. Good God.
Yeah, he was all up in the group chat congratulating Sid.
Oof.
Now go. Yeah, I guess we'll get there in a minute. I'm curious who everybody's playing this week.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that. That Packers. I mean, well, it didn't matter to Tom Brady.
Thursday night killed me on both leagues. I played Kelsey for 40 against her, and then, Hill for 40 against her, and then Kelsey for 46 against John. And I basically, after Thursday night, I knew I was dead.
Golly,
Didn't even have a chance.
And Brandon Cooks, man, he's been balling out as of late. I mean, actually, most of the year he's been getting it in.
Yeah.
And let me see, it's right here. Oh yeah, it is right here. As a matter of fact.
Here's
the other matchup. Oh, Ash, would you like to speak about this? I did my part by taking the L so he can get into the playoffs. You guys were supposed to knock him out of the playoffs. Come on.
What you see, what happened was look at T. Higgins.
Michael Gallup.
Don't look at my bench because that's real sad. That's real sad. No, keep going up.
Oh.
Up.
Christian Kirk for 24, Deontay Foreman for 20, Hunter Henry for 25.
Okay, but you're
in the world?
starting those guys over.
Christian Kirk over Michael Gallup made sense because D Hop's out.
Well, no.
This is the one you started Michael Pittman in, right?
Christian Kirk over
Pittman.
No, that was the other
this
one.
is
Never mind.
JK. No, I wasn't starting him over Deontay, T. Higgins, Michael Gallup. They've all been doing good.
Okay.
Hey, Ash, maybe if you had Antonio Gibson, you would have done a little bit better.
Maybe if I didn't have that negative kicker.
Suck up.
I blame it on my kicker.
Yeah, right. I blame my kicker for losing by 40.
Yeah.
God, Dante Freeman, Hunter Henry, Christian Kirk. Oh, man. I feel for you. Okay,
Who's
this is
leading
great.
This one?
Delilah.
I even had a better record. I was third. Ugh.
So rough.
And now me and Ash play each other in the consolation bracket in that one, so that's great.
It just never stops. It just keeps going around.
You have to lose, apparently.
Oh, wow. In the winners consolation bracket.
Yeah.
So real quick, do we want to no.
Let's go.
No. Oh,
no.
Is there a losers conflict? Oh,
yeah, you get to play Big Nick.
I am playing for the worst team in the league after getting beat by the 11th seed, Waddle House. Not even putting up 80 points.
Like an award for doing that bad.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm about to get that belt for the worst. Going from worst to first. But look, okay, now we see. So Unnecessary Deafness, who got the bye week, plays New York G-Men.
All right.
And the number 2 seed versus number 6 seed. And in the matchup, the person who gave Delilah her first loss of the year, Team Shy Four Fields, plays Kelsey. I told you so, Mr. John Lenny, in a matchup that I am very eagerly anticipating because I really want to see what happens in this one.
That's going to be a good one.
I think the winner of this one by far is going to win it all. I mean, I don't see anybody else still playing that could do anything.
Definitely, at least, especially if Unnecessary Deafness goes, he's not. That guy's.
He's not doing anything. He might as well just forfeit.
I picked the winner of this league 5 minutes after we drafted. I'm sticking with my pick. The Queen of Death. She will continue her bloody reign until none of us are left.
Right.
But
Wow.
hey, Sean has a really good lineup over here in this league too. Everybody should definitely pay attention to what an amazing fantasy team he has in this league as well. Just so much respect and credit to Sean for putting together these amazing fantasy teams.
Wow. It almost stings as much as it feels good to hear it. This is going to be interesting. Unfortunately, I am nowhere near in this, but these games this week, I'm very interested to see. Dave, I need you to do me a family favor. I need you to beat my brother because holidays will not be fun if my brother came into another league outside of the family and takes it to the championship. I can't have that. All right.
I'm gonna do my best. All right. I'm getting all my guys back healthy this week. Well, if Dak can figure out a way to throw the football to one of his many, all-pro wide receivers, maybe a running back, maybe one of his numerous tight ends. I don't know. He can throw the ball to himself for all I care, as long as he just throws the ball to somebody.
Yeah. Well, and look, and for all intents and purposes, you're playing a team that has about 3 or 4 players. In unrelated news, Washington is holding tryouts for their fans. I got my physical, ladies and gentlemen. I will be.
What are you doing here with us? Get out there.
Hey, Coach Rivera already said I'm in a quarterback competition with Garrett Gilbert. So let's go. Let me hold on. What does Dak do? Let me practice. Yeah, let me practice the hip back.
Goodness.
Let's go. Yeah, definitely have to. And I feel like if you can do me this favor and get the W, I feel like we're even since I got the W over your brother. I think you can return the favor, Brian. Come on.
I'm gonna do my best, sir. I'm gonna do my best.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, hey, we're definitely looking forward to this. I love it. It's playoff season. And we will definitely see who's going to take it this coming week. So stay tuned for that. But we're going to go ahead and move on. Unless you guys got anything else you want to talk about on this one?
No. We already covered what an amazing fantasy team Sean has in this league as well. So we can move on.
Yes, I'm going to keep this video and just keep playing this one. I love this one. It's beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. We are going to move on to our waiver wire, and we're going to go ahead and start with report cards. I know, do you want to dive into some of the guys we looked at a week ago?
I'll go first. Mine was pretty thin. I only had a couple names after Sigwood anyway. I did have Gabriel Davis out there, who absolutely went off. I was actually really disappointed with myself that I wasn't able to get him in either league. And Sid absolutely knocked most of his picks out of the park, so I'm gonna let him take over on that.
Yeah, so I went 1-1 on the quarterbacks. I did have Taysom Hill on there, and he busted, but I did give you Tyler Huntley. So if you went with him, he absolutely crushed it. Running backs, I gave you a couple to look out for, and then a couple that I really liked. So Justin Jackson, I told you to look out for because Austin Eckler was banged up. He did get 10 points, but he wasn't like a superstar or anything like that. I did, however, give you Duke Johnson, who was definitely the pickup of the week if you went that route. And then I missed on Rashad Penny. He got banged up early. He ended up with 6.1 points, so definitely not somebody that you want as a starter. As for receivers, I got Amon Ross St. Brown for the Lions, who crushed it, and Russell Gage again for the Falcons, also crushed it. But I missed on KJ Osborne, so not too bad there. And then for tight ends, I just kind of highlighted a few that were available. One of the ones I highlighted was Hunter Henry, who had a great game, so I'm taking credit for that one. Oh yeah, and that was all I had last week.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. And going forward, where are we at? Because this is key time. There's only a couple teams that are really in it and positions that matter. And I had a huge, like last week, I had a huge issue with the running back. We talked about Scott, but there's nobody out there. So what are you thinking, man?
So this week I got quarterbacks. I only got Tyler Huntley again. If Lamar doesn't go, he's done it 2 weeks in a row, and he's done it against a good defense. So I think you can trust him going forward if he's the guy. Running backs, though, I'm going to hit them again, a couple again, because they are more relevant. Justin Jackson. Austin Eckler did get put on COVID list today, so he might not go. And if he doesn't go, just like I said, Justin Jackson seems to be the guy. Him and Joshua Kelly seemed to split carries for a minute, but Justin Jackson was definitely the bigger producer. Again, Duke Johnson, he just showed that he should be the guy going forward. I mean, they've been in and out with all their running backs this year, and he just, I think, cemented his spot as the guy, and he's a great pass catcher, so I really like him a lot for that. Craig Reynolds in Detroit. If Swift is out again, Reynolds has been the guy. He's getting all the touches, so and he's been producing. So Craig Reynolds for sure. If Swift is out again, he might be back though, so just watch out for that. And then the highlight of the week for running backs is definitely Ronald Jones. With Leonard Fournette being hurt, Ronald Jones is definitely the guy that you want to pick up because he's going to just step in. He's already been a starter for them, so he knows the offense. He's going to do great. Ash,
no one needs to go look at the waiver for running back this week. Y'all are fine. I got this. Don't worry about it.
And then,
as a matter of fact, hold on, let me go look right now.
Yep, exactly. And then for wide receiver, again, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He seems like he's the number one option. I told you last week with Hawkinson out, he's going to be the guy, and he proved it last week. It's going to be the same going forward. He has a good matchup this week too, so definitely look for him. If you got him, start him. I like him a lot. Gabriel Davis, like David said last week, he seems to be the number 2 now, I think, in the offense, right behind Diggs. And when everybody's covering Diggs, Gabriel Davis should be open, and they like him a lot in Buffalo, so I like him. Now, here's the new ones I'm adding to the list for this week because of COVID and injuries and whatnot. Starting in Tampa Bay, Tyler Johnson and Brashad Perryman, with both Godwin out and Mike Evans likely out. Those two should definitely see an uptick in targets. Now, in one of my leagues, Antonio Brown is available. So if Antonio Brown is available, go get him. He is going to be back this week because his 3-game suspension is up, and he's going to be the number 1 guy with those 2 guys out. So definitely look for Antonio Brown. But if he's not available, those others 2 should get a bump up and roll. And then on to the Chiefs with Kelsey and Hill both in protocol. Now look for McCole Hardman or Byron Pringle to be available for sure because they're gonna be the guys up. They're gonna be the only guys Mahomes can throw to really because their top 2 target getters are out. So I think I like Hardman over Pringle, but I don't mind either of them starting because of who's already out. Make sure that Kelsey and Hill are both out because I think both of them have the chance to come back because I believe they're both vaccinated. But if they miss, those are definitely the 2 you want. For tight ends, same thing. I just went based off of those COVID and injuries. Blake Bell in Kansas City. If Travis Kelce doesn't go, he should be the guy you pick up because he's going to step into that role. He's not going to produce like Travis Kelce, but should be a viable tight end if you need one. And then also Cameron Brate for the Bucks. I know they have Gronk, but he is a weapon that Brady has used in the past, so he knows he trusts him, and he should see an uptick in targets, obviously, because the other guys are out. And that's what I got for you.
Good stuff, man.
Blake Bell is also on COVID, so he might not be a go either. I'm not sure who the 3rd tight end is, and I'm not sure you want him if I don't know his name. So, but I mean, if you need a tight end, that might be a guy to look into, whoever that guy is. Also, if Freiermuth's out with his concussion, Zach Gentry is going to get a couple targets for the Steelers. So if you get desperate there.
Does Ebron get any love for y'all at all anymore?
Not anymore. Freiermuth definitely took his spot. He might get a couple looks now, but Zach Gentry's the better blocking tight end, so he's been taken over, and he's proven he can catch in the past. So he caught like 2 balls after Freiermuth went down last week. So I think they're going to use him going forward instead of Ebron.
Nice.
Actually, no, Ebron's out. I think he's on IR. Now that I think about it, I think they shut him down. Yeah, I think they shut him down. So Zach Gentry is the only guy if Freiermuth's out.
Okay. Dave, what you got?
Outside of what Sid already had, I mean, Jeff Wilson Jr. is still available in well over half of the ESPN leagues, which is surprising. I very much love the Gabriel Davis pickup if you can go get him. Emmanuel Sanders disappeared earlier this year. We kept waiting for him to kind of get it figured out. And at this point, he had a knee injury. Davis is definitely him and Josh Allen they're building something over there. I also really like Craig Reynolds, just because of the ridiculous state of injuries in the Detroit running back room. Those guys have been on and off hurt all year. This kid's got fresh legs and he's been doing great stuff. It is crazy to me. I definitely passed on St. Brown, but all of a sudden Detroit has a couple names out there that are looking like fantasy season savers. These guys went. I mean, nobody's running around picking up Detroit Lions on waivers all year. And these guys are balling out. Amon-Ra looks like he could be doing great things for them for years to come. So, really, what I'm looking at as far as waivers right now, we keep telling you every week, depth. You got to get depth, and especially with COVID. COVID has really thrown a wrench in this thing because what do you want with depth? If you've got Swift, you want his backup, or now Craig Reynolds. You got CEH, like I did in both leagues. I drafted his backup. However, with COVID is taking down double-digit players on teams, and I'm actually looking to kind of diversify my depth a little bit and start splitting some of these guys up rather than having the backup to my player. Because if that team gets hit by COVID, there's a good chance they could both be out. I'm definitely starting to look towards some of the teams that have gotten hit by COVID really hard already, and trying to find some of these solid players that were out for COVID and could be coming back for this week or next week, and they're not going to be getting hit with a positive COVID test again once they come back, at least for the rest of the fantasy playoffs. So I'm kind of leaning towards these guys who have already come off the COVID list in the last couple weeks, and try and maybe split up some of these running back duos that I personally have, because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Normally it's a great fantasy strategy, but with COVID, things have gotten crazy. So this variant, all reports with these teams, a lot of these guys who are testing positive are asymptomatic, and they are vaccinated. I don't know if anybody's looked at the rule changes and the new agreement between the NFL and the NFLPA, but going forward, a lot of these guys who are asymptomatic and vaccinated with boosters will have a much less likely chance of testing positive. We were talking about this yesterday. Sid knows all the details there, but I believe it's going to be very, very limited random testing of players rather than the regimen they've had all year. So honestly, a lot of these guys could be asymptomatic and skate right through, play a couple weeks, and you'd be good. But we will see how that all that shakes out. So
that's definitely going to rear its ugly head, like it's been doing as of late. One name that I can contribute, I know I don't contribute a lot on this. If you're desperate for a tight end, it's very hit or miss, but John Bates from Washington has been really getting a lot more attention than Ricky Seals-Jones. And they've been the quarterbacks have been starting to feel him a little bit, not Garrett Gilbert, but Heineke and Allen definitely hit him a lot. And Jarrett Patterson, with McKissick still out for Washington and Gibson, he went out early, but he came back with that toe injury. He's been battling that turf toe all year long. Our third string and our only other running back on the team is Jarrett Patterson out of University of Buffalo from last year. It looks like he'll get a couple shots in the screen game and maybe a couple carries here and there, but it's really touchdown dependent, and you're hoping he gets some carries in the red zone. And he got that against Philly, so definitely look for those. But I think that
one interesting note that Sean's not telling you: who's he going to be playing this week?
Run the clip. Run the clip.
I wouldn't
You know
start
it's
him.
coming. You know it's coming. You know who he's playing, and you know who he's about to score against. Let's go. You gonna take this whooping. Come on now. Or I will, and this thing is spreading.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna let you gentlemen carry it the rest of the way. I am at work, and apparently I got to go work. So appreciate you guys. Good to see you as always. Sorry for being a day late, everybody. And once again, just congratulations on having such amazing fantasy team, Sean. Really, you are a credit to. Do they give Nobel?
Just get him off the screen.
You're right.
prizes
Right. Hold
for
on.
fantasy teams?
I'll see you this coming week. See you later, man.
How about them Cowboys?
And you're done. See that? And you're done. See that? You try that mess again, and I'll kick you out. All right, there we go. Let's get it. Yo, we have to move on real quick. We want to go into our fans' questions. Do you remember any of the ones that were asked a week ago?
Oh, from last week?
Yeah, I don't believe it was that many.
I know Ash remembers one that she can go ahead and ream us on because we got it wrong.
My opinion was not a good move. Christian Kirk was definitely the move. I didn't have Pittman in there. I didn't have him in there. Last minute, I'm like, I'm going to put him in. And then right before the game started, I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm going to take him back out. I don't like it. I said I wasn't going to play him anymore ever since T.Y. came back. And I did it anyway.
So there's that one.
Well, yeah. There is that one out there. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate that.
But yeah,
So
I don't remember. David's usually the guy to write those down, so I don't know.
Right. So but we do have a couple. We have our resident guy that we've been helping all year, Mr. Nathan Snell, in the comments. And the first one he says, with Evans, Godwin's out, is Ronald Jones a better pickup than Javonte Williams? Ooh.
I think he is because Javonte's still sharing time with Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
And Rojo's going to be the guy. They do have Keyshawn Vaughn, but he's not what Melvin Gordon is to Javonte Williams. He's not going to steal that many touches. Rojo is definitely known as a pass catcher out of the backfield too. So also with Evans and Godwin out, he's going to get more looks for that. So I like Rojo a lot more than Javonte. I don't mind both of them if you need to start both of them. I'm not like knocking Javonte at all. He's definitely a viable starter and running back, but I like Rojo more.
Yeah. I like that. I definitely got to agree with you because you just can't rely on Williams just because he's getting he's splitting his snaps. So I like that. He also said, "What's your take on Jimmy G and then Cordero Patterson?"
So I've always been a Jimmy G kind of hater. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but he's not a big fantasy guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, Deebo Samuel's the majority of his touchdowns are running. So that doesn't affect Jimmy at all, and that's your number one receiver. So when your number one receiver isn't getting points to your quarterback because he's running the ball, it's definitely is going to impact his fantasy value. So I'm not a big fan of him fantasy wise. They are playing the Titans this week, which the Titans are absolutely banged up, but I think that benefits the Niners run game more than their pass game. So I wouldn't start Jimmy G if you have another option this week. I'm not a big fan of his this week. Cordero Patterson, I think he just had an off week. I don't think there's a knock on him going forward. I know he didn't produce last week or anything like that, but I still think he's the guy. They got a good matchup in the Lions this week, so I would still roll with them. I'm not giving up on him yet or anything like that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
He got you here, so
right.
I have a hard time going away from the guys that got me to the playoffs.
He's been doing it all year long.
Exactly.
Next up, Nathan says, should I keep Darrell Mooney?
Depends. If you need a receiver, I don't think he's the worst option out there. I do think there's some options that I like more, like the Amon-Ra St. Brown, like Gabriel Davis, I think a little more now. I just like their quarterback. I like their quarterbacks more straight up. I mean, I like Jared Goff more than I do Justin Fields, Josh Allen over him. And even the guys from Tampa Bay that are available now, I think more just because I like the quarterback more than I do Fields. Throwing ability. Fields showed out a little bit in that last game. He threw it around a little bit. So I think Fields can do it, but we've talked about it all year. Their line isn't there, so he just doesn't have the time to get the ball to Mooney. I do like Mooney if you don't like him for whatever reason and you want somebody else, that I think there are definitely options out there that you can go get.
Yeah, you can go elsewhere. He said Mooney hasn't been productive, honestly. It's been hit or miss. It's been hit or miss because last couple, well, maybe not last game, but I know a couple games ago he had like back-to-back weeks where he was at least getting double-digit points.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely hasn't been putting up, I guess, like 20-point weeks, if that's what you're looking for. But, I mean, he had 3 weeks in a row where he went 20, 28, 25, or 22, sorry. I guess he only had 11 last week, but he plays Seattle this week, who's got a terrible secondary, if that matters.
He also said he signed OBJ.
I like OBJ a lot. I like the offense a lot. Option. So, I like pass catchers there. I like Van Jefferson if you need. Now, granted, Van Jefferson's probably going to be the third guy you want there because I think OBJ, the longer OBJ's in that offense, the more him and Stafford are going to get a chemistry going and start to click more. They play the Vikings this week, who like to put up points. So if that becomes a shootout, OBJ is definitely worth it. The second and then also the Vikings cut Rashad Breeland. So that was one of their starting cornerbacks. Now you have their top guy on Cooper Kupp. Should open it up for OBJ. I like OBJ.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree. Ash, no. You said, should I play Pittman again? Go ahead. Keep him in.
Play me, play Pittman.
Right.
I ain't playing you.
Let's go. Nathan asks, what's your take on Myles Gaskin? For 3 weeks, he just isn't getting anything for me.
I think his role's done there. I think Duke Johnson took it over. They want more of a back that can run as much as pass catch. Myles Gaskin's big role was catching the ball. They didn't trust him as a runner for whatever reason. He definitely produced last year doing it, so I'm not sure why that changed. But he's had maybe 3 weeks this year where he's a viable starter, I think. And with Duke Johnson's performance this last week, I think he's the guy that they're going to roll with going forward. I don't know why you wouldn't after the performance he had. So I like Duke going forward, and I don't like Myles anymore.
Yeah. He just said it. Duke Johnson made note. Sticking with Miami, Gasecki or Hunter Henry?
This one's a tough one. I think you should play matchups for those two, strictly because Hunter Henry seems to be Mac's guy. Anytime you have a good tight end with a rookie quarterback, that's usually a dominant tight end. They always look for that's their outlet. Rookies are always looking for their outlet. They haven't really gotten control the speed of the game. It is later in the season, so Mac might have that, but they don't really have the weapons on the outside. So I like Hunter Henry a lot. Now they're playing Buffalo. This one's in New England, so it's not going to be as bad of weather. So they're actually going to throw the ball. So I do like Hunter Henry in that matchup because I think the Bills are going to score. So the Patriots will have to throw, which is what happened this last week. That's why Hunter Henry got so many touches. And then Gasecki, I think this was tough because I think Tua likes Gasecki too. I think the defense that they played last week really zoned in on him, and that's why everybody else had a good week. But they play the Saints this week, who just shut down the GOAT. So you might want to avoid Gasecki this week and go with Hunter Henry. Yeah. But I wouldn't just drop Gasecki because I think going forward, if he gets a good matchup, I think he's definitely a viable starter.
Right. And they're definitely in the hunt. Shout out to our guy, Mr. Bobby Wills, talk about his Dolphins. And, they're definitely in the hunt trying to get this thing done. Got a shout out Ashwin and said, I should be able to play all my wide receivers, Claypool, Gallup, Pittman, McLaurin, and Kirk to make up for Hill being on COVID. Sorry, don't work that way. especially if you make it to the title.
Yeah,
against the new GOAT.
From the bottom to the top.
Let's go. AC, did you got to get in? Just got to get in. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you, Ash, Nathan, all of you that are in here, definitely hitting us up with some questions. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things, especially at this time of the year, that you guys have probably been doing if you are like us, has been putting down some money on some bets, trying to figure this whole thing out. And yes, COVID definitely has reared its ugly head in that, but we still out here making bets. So I'm going to send it over to my guy, Mr. Sidney Swinton. What's your bet of the week, man?
I like, last week too. It was exactly what I said it was going to be.
You're right.
So close. I mean, I had Tyreek Hill for two touchdowns, and he had 12 catches and 180 yards. Only that one touchdown though. Kelsey had two.
That last play, I was like, oh man, if they just he got a chance. Yeah.
That's all right. This week, I was looking through the bets, and I did 2 touchdowns last week, so I'm gonna go with 1 touchdown score. I'm gonna go with somebody has nobody else on offense, so he's got to score. Tannehill to score a rushing touchdown is plus 325. He has 7 rushing touchdowns on the season already. Yeah. So it's something that obviously happens. He's averaging 1 every other game, so why not this game? When he's got nobody else, I like Tannehill to have a rushing touchdown at plus 325. I feel like those are really good odds. So that's the one I got for you.
Oh, I like that. And I'm going to do a quick recap of mine. Like I said, it's the bowl season, so I actually was able to put on a couple of lineups. I stacked the University of Texas El Paso versus Utah State or something like that. I ended up, making a couple of dollars, and then and stacked the Western Kentucky versus like Appalachian State or something like that. Yep. Got their running backs, got their quarterbacks going. Bailey Zappi, shout out to him, breaking the record of most passing yards and passing touchdowns in a single season in college football. So definitely,
crazy. He threw like 62 or something like that.
That's insane. He threw like 5 in this game, man. I'm just like, Jesus, like that. Unfortunately, unless you get with a good team, that stuff does not translate. Yep. We see what happens with that. So, yeah, definitely have that. And definitely with this bowl season, with the exception of today, there is a game every day this week. And every day from here until New Year's Day, there is a game. So, definitely going to get a share of that. You have that. You have the NFL playoffs. You have college basketball, NBA. It's out there, guys. So definitely make your bets and get out there. Yo, hey, Sid, man, hey, I appreciate you, buddy. I absolutely do. This is always fun. You know what I mean? And appreciate your wife chiming in, letting us know. She'll turn this into the Ashwin show. Like,
yep.
Thank you.
Let's get it. Yo, for myself, Mr. Sean Spencer, the man that stands in front of the steel curtain, man. My guy, Sidney Swinton. Yeah, buddy. And our guy, we cannot leave him out, Mr. How About Them Cowboys, David Wright. Oh, man. We so appreciate you guys watching us, taking the time to sit there and do this. Hopefully something we've said has helped you to keep going in your fantasy leagues. If you're in the playoffs, best of luck to you. If you're in the consolation ladder, best of luck to you. The season is not over, okay? You might not lose it all. You might just be second to last. All right. That's what I'm hoping for. All right. Let's go. So, hey, we appreciate you guys. We will definitely see you next week. But before we see you, Christmas is coming. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all that good stuff. Then definitely we love you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. My man. All right. So see you next time. Deuce.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line. New man losing so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right.